Hello Stampers, welcome to Make a Card Monday. And actually today we're not really making a card. I decided that as I was making my swaps for my Alaska incentive trip, I would just go ahead and share it with you and help you make them too. So I got into two different swaps actually for my incentive trip. I got into a card swap and also a 3D swap. So the 3D swap of course can be anything except a card. And so I decided to make these cute little Christmas ornaments that will hold a gift card. Okay, so they're super fun. If you want to, you can attach it to the bow of a present. You can hang it on a tree, however you want to give this. But I thought it was a super cute idea. So I thought I would, like I said, show you how to make them. So are you ready to get started? Well, let's do it. So in order to get started, we need to start off with a piece of crumb cake cardstock that measures 5 1/4 by 5 1/4. Now, how do you think I knew to do 5 1/4 by 5 1/4? It's because I am using the Stampin' Up! Envelope punch board. This is a fabulous, fabulous punch board. I just love it. But what you do on it is down here, these 3 columns are all coded depending on how big you want your finished thing to be, okay? So let me give you an example. I wanted the base of this to be 3 by 3. Okay, so let me move it up here so you can see a little bit. If you come down the column, right here it says card size 3 by 3. And so that tells me that I want my paper size to be 5 1/4 by 5 1/4. Okay, now this next number over here, it says score line. That's very important. It says 2 5/8. So we're going to remember that because we're going to use it in just a minute. So like I said, I have my 5 1/4 by 5 1/4 cardstock. So now I'm ready to get started. So this is when this third number comes into play, the 2 5/8. So I'm going to put my cardstock in the punch board and I'm going to move it so that the left hand side lines up with the 2 5/8 inch mark right there. Okay, once I have that lined up perfectly, I'm going to punch. Okay, and then on the side of our punch board they have our handy little scoring tool. Okay, so I'm going to take it out. I've punched. Now I'm going to just score just like that. Okay, then I'm going to rotate it 90 degrees. Again, I'm going to line it up at 2 5/8. I'm going to punch and I'm going to score. Turn one more time, line up at 2 5/8, punch and score. Now, I'm going to turn it one more time, but for this time, okay, because it's the part that stays up, I don't want to score it. I don't want that score line there. So again, I'm going to line it up at 2 5/8. I'm simply going to punch it and that's it. Okay, so after it's all punched, this is what it looks like. Okay, now this is an envelope punch board, so technically you can go through and round these, okay, because if you're making an envelope, you don't always want the square points. And I'm going to go ahead and show you how to round on one of these, although I'm not going to do it on my finished one necessarily. But see this little indent on the back of the punch board? If you stick your cardstock corner in there and punch again, that will round your corners for you. Okay, but again, I'm not necessarily going to round the corners. That one's going to be kind of hidden. So we're just going to do it like that. Okay, so now that I have these, okay, I have my side that's not scored, so I'm going to fold the other 3, and you know to always fold toward the mountain, just like that. Okay, now what I want to do with this is I want to go ahead and seal that shut. And I want it to be a pretty strong adhesive on there, so I'm using my tear and tape, and I'm just going to cut off a couple of little pieces, and I'm going to put one right there, and I'm going to put one right here on there. Okay, and I'm just going to kind of take the backing off of them, off of both of them, put that down there, fold that over, fold that up, and there's my little envelope holder. Okay, He's so cute. Now, I do want, bring my sample back, I do want to hang a ribbon up here, so I'm just going to use a basic hole punch and punch a little hole right there. Okay, now I'm ready to decorate it a little bit. I thought I would use the snowman from the Seasonal Chums stamp set, which is a super cute stamp set. It has a snowman in it, a pumpkin, and a little reindeer that are super cute. So I decided I would use the the snowman image. And you will see, according to this, the images are both the front and the back side in the same stamp. Okay, and the reason they do this is it's actually a tag stamp set, so that once you've punched both of them, you fold it in half, and then your tag opens up but has the front side of the snowman or the image on the front and the back side on the back. So just super cute. But I don't want to use it as a tag, I just want the image. So I went through and I just stamped several of my snowmen. Okay, and then they needed some coloring, so I went through and I colored them with my Stampin' Write markers. Okay, and then the stamp set does have coordinating framelits. Okay, and they will cut out the front and the back pieces. But again, I only need one, so I just went through and cut out the front of one. And you'll see it does leave this little tag thing up at the top. So if you just take your scissors and kind of trim around the snowman's hat, then there he is, just perfect. Okay? Now I put him down like that, and I thought, ooh, he needs something. He needs to kind of stand out a little bit. So I punched a 2-inch circle out of Call Me Clover. And all I'm going to do is put a little adhesive on the back of the snowman, stand him up on there like that. I'm going to put a little bit of adhesive back here, and I'm going to stick him like that. Okay, now if you just want to leave this as like a tag on a present or something, I thought it would be cute to have a kind of a little tag thing in there. So what you need to do is you need to cut out a piece of cardstock. This happens to be the Call Me Clover, and it's 3 by 3. And you're going to need a piece of white that measures 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. Okay, I am going to go ahead and stamp this in Lovely Lipstick. And in the Seasonal Chum stamp set, they have a super cute little Merry Christmas stamp that I thought would be really good to put on this tag. Okay, so we've got that like that. Put adhesive, I just ran out. Let's use some liquid adhesive. Some adhesive around there, stick him to the green piece. So he's all set to go inside, just like that. I'm going to cut me a piece of ribbon, and I love it that Stampin' Up! Makes it so that everything we have to use on our projects totally coordinates in the same colors. So I just cut me a piece of ribbon about 7 inches long, and I'm just going to stick it through there, bring it up, and tie it in a knot so it's got a little way to hang it. And there you go. That is it. Those are the little ornaments that I'm going to be making for my 3D swap for the incentive cruise. So I hope you enjoy it. And if you make some, show them to me. Share them. Let me see what you made. I'd love to see your creations. Thanks for stopping by.